Alright, what's going on, guys? Trey back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be a video review for The Walking Dead issue 98, which hit stands yesterday. By the time you're watching this, was Wednesday, May 30th, 2012, when it was released. Of course, obviously illustrated by Charlie Adler, written by Robert Kirkman. This is part 2 of the Something to Fear story arc. There are major spoilers in this review, so if you haven't read it yet and you're worried about it, you probably don't want to watch this. There is a character death in this issue, but I'm not going to tell you who. But there is, so anybody who's worried about that, you can go ahead and flick off now until you've read it, and then come on back later. So yeah, in the last issue, we pretty much left off with Eugene and Abraham going to trying to cast their own bullets. So they were heading out to a local, probably tool and die type shop to see if they could figure out a way to maybe, or if Eugene could figure out a way to start casting their own bullets, because obviously that would be very valuable. They are running out of ammunition, and you know, they wouldn't have to be perfect as long as they're fairly good. I mean, they would probably work. So that's what they're working on, and of course we got to see that they are sort of being stalked by members of this new sort of like cult group called Negan. And so we get to see some cool scenes of Eugene and Abraham just walking. Then all of a sudden, Abraham just gets shot in the back of the head with an arrow. And my first instinct was like, "Oh my God, you know, it's just that's awesome." But who shot the arrow? It better not be Daryl, you know, because I was thinking like all this time we've sort of been talking about, will Daryl be introduced to the comics? One of the covers showed a guy with a crossbow and an arrow, and sort of right after this in this issue, it's sort of shown that it's not him at all. We were totally wrong with that. You know, sort of every time you think Kirkman's going to go one way, he goes the other, to try to keep, you know, interesting and surprise us and all that. And that's good. I mean, you know, we want that. Could they still introduce Daryl in the future? Yeah. I also think probably if they're going to do that, they'd probably want to have him be like a good guy type character. They probably wouldn't want him to be, you know, in another group and be evil, that kind of stuff. I think it makes sense if he was a loner by himself and he was just, you know, surviving on his own, you know, maybe with his motorcycle or something, and runs into them somewhere or something and then joins their group. I'd like him to be a good guy. I think it'd be weird if they took Daryl's character from the show, drew him just like that, and put him in the comic book, but he was evil. I don't know. I don't know if you would like that. I don't think I would like that at all. So I'm glad it wasn't him. We get to see the guy who shot it, sort of like the leader of this little part of the Negan group. He shows up with 11 guys, and I counted them because you could see them all, or at least a good portion. There could be more, but I counted 11 from the picture that was shown. So obviously this Negan group's got to be pretty big, because that's not the whole group right there. I'm sure there's more, you know, elsewhere. So wow, this is a good-sized group, and it seems like they're pretty much all men for the most part. You know, what has Rick gotten the group into at this point? It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of one of those situations. Maybe he should have steered clear completely. So they've already lost Abraham now, and going on from there, they're probably obviously going to lose other people too. There's going to be some fodder. Eugene almost loses it and dies. Is used for bait, and then he, you know, goes for the kill blow, and he bites off the dude's, you know what. That was just kind of interesting, kind of exciting to see. I like that, but obviously, you know, it was just weird to watch. You know, it's like Eugene's just a weird character, just a weird guy to do that. But I mean, I guess if you're in that situation, you gotta do what you gotta do. So whatever works. And then we get the exciting shootout between the group. Oh, or sorry, I forgot the part where Carl walks in on Rick and Andrea. That was just kind of funny there. I like that whole you know, character arc between them two and getting together and all that. I think it's good. And I still think Andrew's going to die in issue 100. I still think she will. We'll see if I'm right or not about that, because I think there's enough foreshadowing to make it look like she probably will. Or maybe Rick. Maybe Kirkman will go the other way and have Rick die. But I doubt it. It'll probably be Andrea. Or neither of the two. I don't think he'll kill Rick yet. I mean, he could, but I don't think he will. So, yeah, then Carl walks in, and just as Rick's talking, we hear the braka braka from the assault rifle outside. So then he goes out, and the shootout goes down and everything. Pretty exciting gunfight between the two. And then, of course, they try to chase them after. those 11 members in the group kind of split out. I'm sure at least probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 of them got shot down. The rest of them got away. They tried to chase them, and the zombies were all around, surrounding them from all the noise from the guns, so they couldn't really chase them any further. Had to go back. So overall, I thought this was a really fun issue, exciting issue. I thought that Abraham was a good character. It was kind of cool to have around, sort of as like Rick's enforcer type guy, you know, just like a bigger, stronger guy who can take out zombies pretty easily, carries an assault rifle. I mean, there was instances of him shooting the assault rifle with one hand, which I think is like impossible, but still, I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're like, I don't know, 300 pounds, you could do it. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, I'm sure if you did it, you wouldn't have that good accuracy, but maybe you could steady it. And I don't know. It's just a little unrealistic to me, but whatever. You know, that's that whole action type character. So that's that. Interested to see what goes on from here. The Negan group, I thought, you know, all the characters that were shown, obviously we don't know any names of any of them, but I like the design of that sort of leader of it. Now, I'm sure he's not the leader of the whole group. I'm sort of sticking by my idea that I don't think there actually is a character that his name is Negan. I think it's sort of like a cult name, like we are all Negan, we're part of this, and we worship, you know, this type of thing. So anyway, I thought it was a pretty exciting issue. Overall, I'm going to give it, we got a character death, and it was lots of fun. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a lot of fun, really interesting, cool scenes. Can't wait to see how it continues going on from here. Can't wait to see the war between Negan group and Rick's group. And I like at the end where Andrew's like, "What do we do now?" And he's just like, "I don't know." So let me know what you guys thought about this issue. Are you excited to see the rest of Something to Fear? And what do you think about the character with a crossbow not being Daryl? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know, guys. Let's talk about it later. Peace.